Jacob Gallagher is set for a fiery confrontation on Emmerdale, with Sarah Sugden and Cain Dingle bearing the full force of his rage after their own secrets are exposed. Now that their criminal actions have come to light, can Jacob really turn a blind eye? Following his disclosure of a cancer diagnosis, Cain and Sarah have grown closer, though he has yet to share the news with anyone else. On top of that, the pair even went so far as to steal Joe Tate's car in a desperate attempt to make some money, but these hidden deeds are about to surface. In upcoming episodes of the ITV drama, Cain tries to assert control, warning his granddaughter that he won't support any more thefts. Sarah, however, is determined to earn cash after an outbreak threatens the farm's operations. She notices a flashy sports car parked outside the village hall and immediately wants to take it for a spin. Her plans are abruptly halted when Jacob spots her, leaving him stunned by her audacity. The situation becomes even more serious as the car belongs to his employer, and Jacob is determined not to jeopardize his medical career over this incident. He insists that Sarah comes clean, and eventually, she reluctantly admits the truth. Though she wants to keep Cain's illness under wraps, the scenario escalates when Jacob confronts him, demanding to know why he aided Sarah. Cain isn't the only one fuming, as Charity also voices her displeasure. Overwhelmed by criticism from nearly every angle, Cain steps away from the argument to be alone for a while. With mounting pressure, will he follow Sarah's advice and finally inform his loved ones about his health struggle? Meanwhile, Jacob's challenges aren't confined to his personal life. Things at work are tense too, as Caroline Harker returns as Dr. Todd, the stern hospital supervisor who oversees Jacob's training. In Friday's scenes, Dr. Todd shows Jacob no leniency, reprimanding him for his professional performance and leaving him embarrassed. She offers little in the way of compassion, but how will Jacob respond? Jacob's past mistakes at work were largely of his own making. He has certainly made errors since starting his hospital training, an Emmerdale insider reveals. However, this could be the first instance of Todd potentially overstepping and misusing her authority. It marks the beginning of a major storyline for Jacob, which will unfold over the next few months, they added. Cain Dingle was left reeling in a shocking early release on ITVX after discovering the truth about Graham Foster. The village hardman's life took a terrifying turn when Graham revealed the struggles his own father faced with prostate cancer. Cain's world had already been shaken a few weeks earlier when a doctor confirmed that a lump from a previous scan was indeed malignant. Initially, Cain tried to shoulder the burden alone, but his stress and fear caused him to lash out at those around him. Sarah Sugden, his perceptive granddaughter, picked up on the changes in his behavior and realized something was wrong. The only other person in the loop about Cain's condition is his closest friend, Liam Kavanagh. However, Cain's secret came dangerously close to being exposed to another resident in today's episode, though it wasn't Moira Dingle who found out. Earlier, Cain and Sarah had stolen Joe Tate's DeLorean, stashing it in a barn. Sarah believed that nicking high-end cars would distract Cain from his worries, and both enjoyed the chance to rattle Joe. Joe, furious, instructed Graham to retrieve the car and ensure Cain's life was completely disrupted in the process. Graham carried out the task, but stumbled upon a far more shocking discovery. While snooping inside the house, Graham uncovered a hospital letter confirming Cain's cancer diagnosis. Cain caught Graham in the kitchen and lunged at him, but his fatigue left him vulnerable, and Graham was able to knock him to the floor. Later, outside the garage, Graham opened up to Cain about his own father's battle with prostate cancer. He explained that the diagnosis had come late and the decline in his father's health was gradual. As Graham spoke, Cain's face reflected sheer terror. Determined not to break down, he rushed to the pub before his emotions could spill over. Unfortunately for Cain, Graham followed him, urging him to focus on what truly matters, his health and Moira, instead of continuing his feud with the Tates. He warned Cain that Joe and Kim Tate wouldn't stop until they got their way, and advised him to step back before the situation worsened. In a gesture that clearly showed Graham wasn't always aligned with the Tates, he shook Cain's hand and promised to keep his diagnosis a secret. Kim Tate, however, witnessed the handshake and immediately grew suspicious. Graham's willingness to genuinely help Cain today reinforces the idea that, while he has often sided with Joe, he doesn't always play by the same rules. His actions continue to leave viewers guessing. The burning question remains: does Graham have his own agenda? Evan Fletcher makes a long-awaited return, but fans are frustrated over one glaring inconsistency. Viewers of Emmerdale were finally treated to a glimpse of Evan Fletcher, the son of Dawn and Billy, last night. It's been a long time since the 2-year-old was last seen, but fans couldn't help noticing something puzzling. Evan is no longer the tiny baby we remember. He's now a fully fledged toddler. But what about his ongoing battle with leukemia? Evan's leukemia journey. Evan was born to Billy and Dawn Fletcher on December 21, 2023, in a joyous water birth at home farm. However, joy quickly turned to worry when Evan was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia in May 2024. At just 5 months old, he spent months shuttling in and out of hospital for chemotherapy, while also fighting off a series of infections. To keep him safe, Home Farm and its residents went into lockdown. His siblings, Clemmy and Lucas, were pulled out of school for home tutoring, and Billy couldn't even go for a casual pint with friends. Doctors warned the treatment and precautions could last years. But strangely, the isolation period ended abruptly, without any explanation. Evan disappeared from the screen, and Dawn seemed to carry on as if nothing had happened. She even appeared carefree while secretly seeing Joe Tate behind Billy's back. Evan finally returns. After months of absence, last week Dawn and Billy were shown celebrating the news that Evan's treatment was apparently going well. On Monday, a scene between Dawn and Kim finally featured Evan on screen. Dawn told Kim, "I just feel like I can enjoy him as a normal toddler, not a toddler going through leukemia care." And just like that, Evan is suddenly fine. But questions remain. Was he undergoing treatment all this time? Who was taking him to the hospital? Who cared for him while he endured the painful side effects? It feels as though Emmerdale forgot about his leukemia and then hastily inserted a scene to resolve it. Fans question the storyline. Viewers have been quick to call out the lack of follow-through. Many feel the soap abandoned the storyline once Dawn's affair with Joe became the focus. Was Evan's leukemia storyline just dropped? Today we see Dawn relieved it's over, but we haven't seen any struggles with the treatment in months. Confusing, but nice to see her happy, shared one fan online. Another added, "Evan goes from baby to toddler and suddenly gets the all clear. Did we miss episodes?" A third wrote, "They completely dropped it once Joe and Dawn got together, so frustrating." And a fourth commented, "It's great Evan is back, and the news is positive, but they haven't really explored the storyline properly." Fans continue to wonder, how is Evan doing after his leukemia? Is he really all better? They seem to have forgotten about that. Emmerdale airs weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is available to stream on ITVX.